Hello everyone, this is Khashir. Welcome to part 1 of Tic-Tac-Toe with GUI and kind of conditional decision making. I don't want to call it AI because it's not AI, so there is no algorithm, there is no implementation of any kind of even simple algorithm related to AI in my opinion. And because normally for example, what you can use for tic-tac-toe is minimax algorithm. We are not going to use it here. What is going to happen here in this game, what I tend to do here was to create a system which it can go back from most win possible moves, and semi-win possible moves go back to the first move and initiate state of game, and after constantly check for those possibilities: semi-win, semi-lose, and lose and win position. What I did was just using simple if statements with kind of recursive technique, and we will see. Anyway, for graphics, of course, again, in this game, I'm going to use Turtle because I really like it, and I think this is the Turtle module is enough for this kind of games. And but you can do it with Pygame, you can do it with Tic-Inter even, or even you can do it without GUI. So this is kind of a little bit nicer to have some kind of GUI. Okay, so first thing, let's import our modules. Import turtle, time, random, and win sound. And if you are in Linux machines instead of Windows, I think the best option is mixer, importing mixer from Pygame, or using maybe subprocess modules, and calling audio from system. But I think Pygame mixer is much more better and easier. All right, and now let's try something else. If you've been watching my other videos, normally we are starting our graphics with settings. So mostly we have here some kind of constants, something like, for example, screen equal turtle dot screen, and for example, and after screen dot setup, and for now we should have 450, and for example 100, so we can have the screen pop up on almost top left of the left side of the corner. But let's try something else. Let's create a setting file and import all these settings to our game, to our main file, because this is kind of good practice, because when you are working on large games you have to have separate files for separate, like different sections of your game. For example, all classes going to this file, or some functions are going to this file, some settings are going to that file, and so this we can have like more organized game instead of having everything in one big file. And for IDE I'm using Atom this time, so why not? Let's if you're using Atom, you can go here, for example, click on your folder, new file, and here, or create it manually on your, I don't know which platform you're using, call it settings.py. Okay, and in settings.py we are import turtle, Okay, and now we are creating our constants here. And our constant is screen equal turtle dot screen, which is calling the screen method. Again, screen dot setup. We can specify width and height of the screen here. So for 50, we need to have kind of square form, or I don't know, yeah, square form box or something, 100. And here, screen dot background color will be black. And screen tracer, screen dot tracer, which is tracer method is how fast you're animating your stuff on the screen and how much of that animation, how much of that drawing is going to actually be displayed on the screen. It's same as Pygame that displayed that flip something or update, because now the turtle is drawing your stuff on the screen, and after it will show you, so you will have faster animation on the screen. Depends on the number we are passing here. The fastest one is 0, and I think it's going up to be more slowly, and we know we passed 1 for now. And we save this one, and we come back to our tic-tac-toe file. And here, let's say from settings, import everything. All right, and when we call it, if you could catch it, just popped up very fast on the screen and just go away. Now let me just bring these two lines together, and here say turtle.main loop. Okay, and now when we call it, we have our black screen pop up and keep running because we use turtle main loop. So if we want to change, for example, the screen, the background color, we go to settings and put it on, change it to blue, example. And when we come back to tic-tac-toe, we have blue screen. So this way, when you want to change something about our screen constants, something like that, when you want to change something about your screen, you know where you should look. Okay, now let's push this a little bit down. And what we need to have class with some methods and functions. At least, for example, we need to draw the board, we need to have check-win method, we need to create one method just for user and create one method just for computer. I'm not going to use while loop here in main game loop, as normally you are writing tic-tac-toe with while loop, but it's also possible to write it with recursive technique. And especially for this idea, what I try to implement into this game, in this game, it's better in my opinion. Okay, now we create a class game, and there we should say turtle.turtle, and down init method, which is constructor defined init self, and And what we need to do here, we need to call turtle class as a super class in our game class, so we can have access to its attributes and methods and everything. So there's two ways, as I think I said it before, but if you haven't watched on my other videos, it won't hurt you anyway. So we can call it this way: turtle dot init self. So now we have access to all the turtle attributes here because we kind of inject it to our class, something like that. Or we can do it this way. We can say super dot init, which it's nicer. And all right, then here we can say game equal game. Okay, this is our constructor class, constructor method. And what else we need to have here? Let's say we need define draw border. Let me come down a little bit. Define draw board, not border, board self pass. And what else? For example, we need the user, define user pass, define computer and pass. Okay, for now, let's start with add some attributes to our class. I open this section here by game attributes. For here we have self.pen up, which is lifting the turtle pen on from this from the like paper, if we can say, and self.hide turtle, which is hiding the cursor, self.speed, self.speed, which is speed of drawing. We set it as fast as possible, which is 0. And here we have game attributes, which we are going to develop it slowly. And for now, let's say what we need. We need to have a box. We need to have a tic-tac-toe board, which is 3 by 3 squares. So we can write it self.row equal 3, self.columns equal 3. As distance, how far this our line will be, maybe self.space, maybe space. We will see if we're going to need this or not. And self.distance, which are our kind of tile size. We put them on 80, so 80 by 80 in each, it will be each tile. So we have 3 by 3 of 80 by 80 boxes. And of course we need to have board, self.board equal a list, which have a normal list, which have 9 index. Okay, and what else for now? Okay, let's go down here to border. How we can draw our border. So let's create a border with, for example, green color or orange color. Then here we say self dot pen color orange. Okay. Self dot shape will be square, and shape method in Turtle have, I think, five or six default shapes, which are square, circle, triangle, arrow, classic, turtle, and I think these are only default shapes available in Turtle, and anything else you want to have as a shape, you have to draw them manually, and put them in some kind of function or something. Yeah, I think. And here's the self dot shape size is self dot distance 20, which I think distance was 80. Then I was wrong that we have 3 by 3 for 80 by 80 squares. No, never mind. And self dot set position, it will be minus 150 to 150. As you know, in Turtle we are using Cartesian board coordinates, which is the center of the board is 0, 0, and left and down is minus, right and up is plus. Okay. So now for drawing our board, we just need to have very simple nested loop. For R in range, self.row, for C in range, self.columns, self.stamp, which is actually a stamp, like stamping the place or that specific coordinate. After self.forward, self.distance. All right, and this is our row for this is for columns, and for row self.back, self.distance, multiply self.row. All right, and after self.right 90, self.forward, self.distance, and self.left 90. So if you watch my another tutorial on memory tile game, the way we are creating board, it's almost the same. So at least this is the technique I'm using most of the time. So let's see, let's save it, and here come to game dot draw board. If we can draw a board. Okay, and here, yeah, now we have 3 by 3 board with lines in orange color. But let's change that background back to black. Okay, and save it, come here and one more time run it. Now it's more nicer. Okay. I think we already have 20 minutes of this tutorial, and I try to continue in next video. So if you like my videos, if you like my tutorials, please subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I see you in next video.